Hey everybody, it's Lily from Siser North America. Today we're going to be talking about test cuts. What are they, why do you want to do them, and how to go about it. On this episode of Clued Into Crafting, check it out. Has this ever happened to you? You've cut your heat transfer vinyl and then you go to weed it and all of the letters stay on the mat? Or maybe you've cut your adhesive vinyl and then when you go to weed it, all of the paper peels up with it as well. Well, we have a trick for you to solve that issue, and it's called a test cut. So a test cut is a small shape or a shape within a shape that you cut before you cut a full design so you can gauge how well your settings are going to do. This is beneficial for both HTV and PSV and pretty much any material you're going to be working with. So here on our cutting mat, I already have Easy Weed Electric, Easy Reflective, Easy Weed Adhesive, and Easy Weed Stretch. We're gonna do a test cut on each of these and see how it goes. If you have a Silhouette Cameo, you probably are aware that they have a test cut function right within that software, which is awesome. It'll cut a little box and a little triangle with inside that box, and that'll be your test cut to see how well your settings are doing. You can also create your own test cut, and that's what I decided to do for this project today. And basically it's just a square with a star inside. So you can do any little shape, but I recommend something with either a triangle or a star so it's pointed, because we're going to be evaluating how well the blade cut around those points. So we got that weeded up pretty good. It did stick in one corner of the square here, so we might want to consider adjusting our setting a little bit. This was the Easy Weed Stretch. So here's why it did this, you guys. Pro tip, turn the speed down when you're cutting Easy Weed Stretch. High speed on stretch can sometimes lead to bouncing blade, and then you'll have dashed cutting lines. So here probably the issue with this corner was that it was going too fast around the corner and it didn't really complete the cut. So maybe turn down your speed a little bit, try another test cut. If that one goes well, then you found your setting. Let's try Easy Weed Electric. See, that one didn't get stuck in the corner at all. We did really, really nicely. For the most part, your Easy Weed and your Easy Weed Electric settings will be similar, but you might want to test cut it, especially for something special like silver lens. It could have a different cut setting because it's made a little bit different. We're moving on to the Easy Weed adhesive in the corner here, and it is a little tricky to see your test cut. So if you have a dark surface to weed on top of, that's recommended. Or you can kind of tilt it until you see the corner. Awesome. So the other thing you'll notice, if it doesn't weed up at all, then that's definitely a bad test cut. Your blade didn't go deep enough to even cut through your vinyl. But these are all looking pretty great. Last is Easy Reflective, beautiful. And the other reason I use stars, you guys, is we're gonna save all these stars for a little special project at the end, so don't go away. Okay, so now that we've tried it out on the Cameo, we're gonna do a test cut on our Brother Scan & Cut SDX 125. So on our mat here, we've got a variety of materials. We have holographic, we have glitter, easy patterns. So now we're gonna cut our final piece to this design, and we've got all of our stars saved from our test cuts, and we just need one more little chunk to finish this up. So I'm gonna cut our blackboard here. So if you've test cut your material and adjusted your settings to make sure it's a good test cut, you should have success when you cut your full design. But the truth is in the weeding. Looking pretty good. One little cavity here, and success. So now that we have our silhouette on top of the little hill, we are going to use our stars that are left over from our test cuts to create a little star scene in the sky. Okay, so we've got all of our little stars on our shirt and we're ready to heat apply. Just gonna place our cover sheet on top and press with our iron. Here we go. Okay, you guys, so I hope you learned something today. We went over what is a test cut, why you want to do it, and how you're going to do it on several popular craft cutters. And if you make your test cut a star, you can make an awesome little t-shirt at the end of your project.